Greetings and salutations, everyone, and thank you for returning to the Common Sense Crypto channel. Greetings from across the globe. I hope this video finds you all well. I wanted to take a moment to address an important matter about XRP. As a crypto basic holder, you have only 10 days left to claim your night tokens. Therefore, a once-in-a-generation airdrop might be slipping the minds of XRP and Cardano ADA holders. A kindred spirit in the Cardano community has kindly reminded all eligible beneficiaries about the airdrop that will take place at midnight, right now. The majority of XRP holders I've seen discussing this matter have stated, "Yeah, my XRP is in cold storage," despite the fact that this is a legitimate airdrop from Cardano. The midnight airdrop isn't important to me. However, there are numerous how-to instructions available to help you claim it in a methodical manner. Everywhere you look on YouTube and XA full-length video is simply not in my future. This is a demonstration of how to claim your midnight tokens. I'm not going to claim mine, to be honest. This was also released by the National Cryptocurrency Association. The 21st Century Mortgage Act of 2025 is a bill that crypto is introducing to the housing sector. A bill that would mandate the use of cryptocurrency as collateral for mortgages by U.S. banks, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac mortgages would be affected by this. Despite numerous claims to the contrary, the government-sponsored entities that establish the criteria that the majority of lenders must meet are still in the proposal stage and have not yet been authorized. Time has not yet elapsed. Big time. I mean, imagine being able to use your cryptocurrency as collateral for a mortgage instead of having to borrow or sell it all to buy a house. It's going to open up a whole new world of possibilities for cryptocurrency investors. You should use these platforms to sell your cryptocurrency instead. Never let it sell all of your XRP, make a mortgage loan using it as security to purchase a home. I think that's a good concept. More people will get into crypto as a result, and it will break even. Despite Trump's calls for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, the U.S. Treasury has confirmed that the U.S. does not currently own any Bitcoin. X has gone the entire day without a single report of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency being added to the U.S. reserves. Some have speculated that the United States has just spent $4 billion on Bitcoin. This business is reportedly adding to the country's Bitcoin strategic reserve. What utter bullshit. U.S. holdings of Bitcoin are all confiscated coins. The government is not purchasing anymore. I really doubt they are concerned about increasing sales. Everyone is trying to make you think that we're competing with other countries. To purchase X amount of Bitcoins, or to purchase more Bitcoins overall than Russia or China, frankly, it doesn't matter to them. For the very reason that they intend to utilize gold as collateral for their currencies, these folks are really afraid. More and more individuals are choosing XRP over Bitcoin, which has irritated Bitcoin maxes, who are now propagating false accusations about XRP's lack of practical usage. This is too real to be fake. Listen to it immediately after that. Ripple received 43.8% of the vote in a survey that Patrick Bet-David conducted asking which cryptocurrency had the strongest long-term technology. Bitcoin received just 35. Tell me what's happening. For what reasons do you believe that Ripple has garnered so widespread support? Consequently, I looked into, when I hurriedly researched the topic before writing that thread. So, what exactly is the selling point here? The 101 and the plot of Ripple basically tell each other's stories, but in the same way, behold this coin. It first appeared in 2012, and if you're wondering, well, how has it actually been used? You'd be right. If nobody is making use of technology that has been present for almost a decade, then what has been accomplished with it? Subsequently, inquiries must be made. For the simple reason that I have yet to hear a single crypto industry question that it's full of deceit, fraud, scams, and misleading advertising, among other things. In my opinion, Ripple is a firm that has engaged in a great deal of deceitful behavior in relation to their marketing strategies. Ripple is a network that went on a fundraising campaign in which, to begin with, they issued a token. All right, so they're attempting to argue that XRP is useless and that Ripple created it to fund Ripple. At the same time, BlackRock is meeting with Ripple, one of the top names in the industry. Morgan Stanley white papers were created around Ripple Net technology and the cryptocurrency XRP, and meetings were held with the President of the US, the ECB, and the BIS. What these people fail to understand is that XRP has utility while Bitcoin has none. People who believe that Bitcoin was bestowed upon it by higher powers, as if it were more than just a cryptocurrency, are in for a rude awakening when they realize that Bitcoin will become obsolete due to technological advancements and the introduction of a new financial system. Blockchain technology. Firm coins are Sony and Samsung's wager. Tech companies invested $14.6 million in Bastion, a startup that facilitates the establishment of digital currencies for businesses. As these businesses mint their own stable currency, you won't need any special knowledge or permissions to do so. To transfer such stable coins, they will require a medium of exchange. So, let's pretend Sony is interested in sending Samsung. If you were to send Sony coin into XRP, it would emerge as Samsung coin. This is why a bridge currency is necessary. However, everyone is eager to get on board with stable currency too. Senate considers cryptocurrency tax hearing scheduled for October 1st. Lots of people are speculating that they're getting together to discuss eliminating taxes on US-made cryptocurrencies, but that's not the case. Instead, they're discussing the next steps. When it comes to crypto, they'd like to see a tax break for transactions under $300. Yet, Bitcoin transactions are just one example. I wish the president will re-announce the plan to eliminate cryptocurrency taxes and set a time frame for it. At the time, it was merely a talking point, but now it would include all cryptocurrency transactions. Even though cryptocurrency taxes aren't going away anytime soon, I thought you might be interested to know that the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority has approved changes that will replace the $25,000 minimum equity rule for pattern day trading, making day trading easier for smaller retail investors. They are planning to offer retail. It appears that they are aiming to attract retail investors by allowing day trading and tokenization. One thing I hoped would happen when Gary was at the SEC was that he wouldn't implement a rule requiring accredited investors to be involved in crypto investments. I remember when they were discussing the $10,000 minimum investment requirement in 2022 and early 2023. I'm glad that didn't come to pass because it would have discouraged many retail investors from getting into the space. The issue is that ordinary people perceive crypto as having a higher potential return. The culprits here are the black swan capitalists. It's all a hoax that CBDCs were outlawed in the US. A narrative shift was necessitated by public opposition as the infrastructure is still under construction. Headlines came and went, but the agenda remained constant. Hear Jim Rickards out on this one. To start, it's true that Trump has issued orders prohibiting the creation of digital currencies by central banks. However, R&D is ongoing, and banks are working on developing these currencies on an individual basis. What's going on? Do the central banks of the world have digital currencies that we may use? You never know how long Trump's presidency or MAGA's dominance will last, but behind the scenes, the bank-to-bank blockchain transfer mechanism is continuing in development. Their ongoing research and development makes this a breeze to implement when the time comes. What does Jim Rickards mean by that? Is the infrastructure and plumbing for digital currency issued by central banks still in the works? This manner, even when Trump's presidency ends, he can still. The creation of a digital currency by the central bank might be accomplished by the next president with relative ease. In fact, it could happen almost quickly. What's more, he has already promised a stable coin. CBDC stable coins are essentially identical. There are just two problems with a stable coin issued by the Fed, and I've already discussed them at length. Ripple's stable coin would be a digital currency issued by a central bank. Even if it's termed RLUSD, the fact that it's ultimately issued by separate entities makes no difference. When will even Trump's most ardent supporters finally get it? He just announced an AI verification system at the United Nations. Some even went so far as to claim this was before I ever thought about sharing this with all of you, I confirmed multiple times that this is not an I. Pay attention, I'm pleased to announce that my administration will spearhead a global initiative to enforce the Biological Weapons Convention. This will involve coordinating with world leaders and developing a trustworthy AI verification system. I'm hoping the United Nations can contribute positively, and this will be one of the first AI projects. Many have expressed hope that it could be great, so let's find out. One of the best things that has ever happened, but it isn't without its risks. Nonetheless, this could serve as a prime example of how fantastic things can be when put to good use. Listen up. He went so far as to say it might be harmful. The digital identity system will incorporate an AI verification system. To rephrase, going forward, you will be required to use the AI verification system to confirm your digital ID. In all candor, I don't think this is the case. I believe the Great Reset is still on course. I believe it may have decelerated, but I also believe that much of the infrastructure is unfinished and will not be launched under Trump's administration. It seems like it will be implemented during the presidency of the following person. Legal clarity eliminates uncertainty. Regulatory tailwinds boost networks and markets, and everyone wants to know when something is going to happen. Thus, XRP investors are anticipating a pump shortly. No one ever stops adding, before we finally break out, we may witness additional downward momentum. They act this way because they are aware that no one else is paying attention to how near we are to full-blown season. Everyone knows it's going to happen because I say so. There will come a day when you just open your eyes and XRP will be soaring with the market. Nobody could even begin to estimate when it might happen. I was really hoping that we would have started the season by now, but it appears like it's still taking its sweet time. But I'm pretty optimistic about the regulatory certainty for XRPETFS in the next quarter. After the ISO 222 Ripple Potential Bank License in early 2026 is considered, we can begin to examine the trajectory of institutional adoption and the nearness of widespread adoption. The future holds much promise for us. Don't freak out just yet. Until then, be patient, keep an optimistic outlook, and we'll both get rich. So, I'm going to end this video now. To everyone who has tuned in, I appreciate it. Every one of you is appreciated. In the next one, I'll see you. Enjoy your evening. This was transcribed using turboscribe.ai. Remove this message by subscribing to Unlimited.